My curiosity about the processes and the abilities of human mind led me to really interesting facts, which actually changed my perspective to myself, to my experiences, to my traumas, basically to everything. By changing my perspective to things and actually including them into my daily routine and actually sticking by them, I have noticed really huge changes which really improved my well-being. And I think there is nothing more important than your well-being when you feel just good, because honestly it felt really impossible for me for a really long period of my life. So when I finally found a recipe that actually helps for me, well, it's not perfect all the time, of course, I'm still learning, but anyway, I have to share. If you can't relate to any of this, that's great. That's really awesome that you have found your way and you maybe haven't got any harm in your life. That's great. So I want you to understand that there's actually a lot of people who sometimes struggles with the things which seem like a simple thing for you. And the best thing we can do nowadays, and actually always, is just to share, if not understanding, then simple judgment-free platform / society where motivation, knowledge, and support can be shared as a norm. Because in the end, I think it really connects us much more than you think. Heavy thoughts equals heavy body, and vice versa. I'm not speaking about kilos or pounds. I'm speaking about the feeling when you're like, you just don't feel like waking up. You just don't feel like going outside. You just don't feel like doing anything. That's the heaviness I'm talking about. Physical fitness and brain performance are tied together, especially nowadays when a lot of people have limited access to just go outside, for example, and they spend a lot of time inside, a lot of time sitting, watching Netflix or anything. It's really important to move. Like, you can do all those things, but just remember to move. I definitely noticed much more positive changes when I started to go for a daily walk every day, 30 minutes at least, to my nearest park. Yeah, it's not the best option to go for a walk around cars, because it's not the cleanest there, as we all know. But if you have a park near your home, that's perfect. There is actually a lot of fun ways to exercise, starting from daily walk, as I mentioned before, or just some light stretching. You should also consider your genetics and just adjust the type of exercise for your body, because our bodies are different. If we learn to accept it, we can cooperate with it, and we can go for much better results than just trying to squeeze your poor body in one accepted norm, which is really painful and not giving any benefits for anybody. So yeah, the most important thing that you feel good, and it doesn't matter how many kilos or pounds you have and how do you look. The most important thing is that you feel good and you feel light and you feel energized. That's where it all starts. That's where everything starts.
I did found a research which claims that exercises with higher intensity and exercises which are based on endurance and resistance has a beneficial and restoring effect on the motor cortex of the human brain. Motor cortex is a three-part structure of the brain that prepares, plans, and controls our conscious movements, such as getting up from chair, for example, and also movements without consciousness involved, such as heartbeats, breathing, etc. By acknowledging importance of these functions and including these suggested types of exercising in our routines, we not only start to look better but also feel and function better overall. It makes sense because when performing some new complicated task, we focus all of our body and mind to that movement. And by exploring new possible combinations with our senses, we are creating new skills. So it is really important to challenge our body and mind occasionally, because new skills lead us to new opportunities. If currently you don't feel like moving at all, it's all good. I found another study which shows that by only regularly making mental contractions, which I understand as regularly imagining a certain movement with some muscle group, it is possible to strengthen the signal which drives the muscles to higher activation and increases strength in them. I think it is a great start towards more active lifestyle, as this connection between our mind and muscle is really important when performing physical exercises. When doing exercises at home, I don't have a lot of equipment, so I focus more on my mind-muscle connection when performing movement. And honestly, in the next day, I do feel the tightness in work muscles. I do want to highlight that I'm not a professional in this field. All I'm sharing is what have worked for me, and as my experience is based on strength and resistance training, in this video I will speak about this kind of exercising.
So, why it is so hard to work out at home? Well, it's the environment. And I'm gonna speak a lot about this topic, environment, because oh my god, how it affects us. You can't imagine. This is the biggest factor of everything which can flip us like that. Environment is really important factor for our brains. When I used it to go to the gym, it felt so easy. I could just go to the gym with my plan, just do my workout and just leave. It took me like 1 hour, maybe 1 hour and 20 minutes maximum. So it was much easier to stick to my plan. Since I'm at home, it takes me like twice as long, like 2 hours, honestly. At start, it was even worse. So I will tell you why, and I will tell you how I deal with that. Before going to the gym, I had my routine. Specific things in order which prepared my body and my mind for a workout. So since I'm working out at home, I have different routines which I have always performed here. Most of which are made to relax and calm my body. When working out at the gym, you see only tools which you associate with working out. So it's really easy to stay focused on your workout. However, if you're gonna work out in your bedroom, it's gonna be 100 times harder because your brain associates this room with other activities which you have performed there more than 100 times. So everything in that room just gives your brain a signal that you should rest. If you always rest in your bedroom, right? So you should rest. You should not do anything. Go in the bed, like sleep. Because when you go to the sleep, you see these tools as I need to go to sleep. I need to rest. I hope you get the idea. But yeah, so simply just leave your bedroom for that purpose only. When starting exercising at home, it's better that you choose specific room or space for it. Space where you don't have a lot of distractions or tools which you associate with other activities. So my option during this quarantine is living room, which is associated with kitchen as well. So yeah, there is a lot of distraction sources for me, definitely, but I choose this circumstance as a challenge to just overcome my environment and make more flexible associations with it. There is actually some tricks that may help you to overcome your environment. The day before your workout, I always put all my necessary things where I can see them, including my workout clothes. It really helps, because if your workout clothes is not ready, and if they're really far into the closet, well, it's probably not gonna happen. So make sure you can see them and you know that it's gonna happen today. Remove all things which could possibly distract you if possible. I even move my furniture, so my body knows we're gonna work out today. Like, you have no other choice. And it really helps, actually. It's like a warm-up as well. So if there is something that really disturbs you and you just can't get rid of it, just remember that that's like a double challenge for you. And after you're gonna finish your workout, even with this distraction which has always disturbed you, you're gonna feel so much greater about yourself. You will overcome two things in one. So it's like a double win. Same as environment, important is the plan. So you should prepare it before as well. I usually work out approximately like 1 hour or 1.5 hours after and before my meal. So it's like perfect amount of energy. You don't feel too hungry and you don't feel too full. It's the perfect time for me. You should never work out straight after food. No. And you should always consider your foods. If you, for example, eat a burger, 4 hours. For me, it's like 4 hours if I eat a burger. Another really important thing is the sleep. If I haven't slept well, the workout's not gonna work. It's gonna be awful. So 8 hours is perfect for me. If I haven't slept, then it's hard. It's really hard, and you shouldn't stress your body too much, because the workout is already a big stress for your body. When I started to work out at gym, I remember my first workouts were so difficult. I chose the most difficult movements for my body. Like, I had no experience in gym at all. I didn't do sports at all, actually. Even in school, I was always skipping sport. So when I started, I chose two complicated movements for my body, because I thought, I'm so tough. I'm tough as them, all those guys and all those girls who were going to the gym for like 3 years straight. I thought, I'm tough as them. I can do it. Honestly, I was tough, but I was tough as me, and that's the most important thing. You have to understand your body's abilities at that moment. You have to allow yourself to be a beginner. My advice would be, just choose basic movements. Start with the smallest amount, like small, tiny steps. Once you have worked on your form, you can add more weight, and the form is it's the most important thing, because if you don't get your form right in the beginning, then it's gonna be really hard for you to add more weight. And if you're gonna add somehow more weight and you have weak form, you have injuries, and nobody needs injury, because it stops everything, right? You can actually make a really great workout session if you also your first one, well, it was actually really bad. But you can make really enjoyable workout sessions if you learn to build yourself up and use this process as learning, not as a competition. Because honestly, there is no one you should compete with, only yourself. Yeah, the most important thing is that if today you're better than yesterday, you already won. That's like the best thing what can happen to you. Just be a little bit better than yesterday, nothing more. If somehow I failed with some movement completely, for example, complete fail, I just started to tell myself it was just a trial. You can learn more information about it and then just try again next time. And you just build yourself up, what I was talking about before. So it's really great if you learn to do those things, because it can help you with a lot of situations, because it's really easy to give up with a lot of things, with a lot of obstacles which are coming in your way in daily life. your thoughts, what you say to yourself when you're experiencing something new, it's really important. You're the greatest, you're the best support what you can ever have in your life, and you should never tell bad things about yourself, even if everything goes wrong. Like, it's okay. A workout is better than no workouts. Honestly, at all those times when I allowed myself to do only half from my normal workout plan, I always end up finishing all of it, and I even want to do more because I'm so hyped. I'm so happy that I get over my bad mood, and in those moments you understand that feelings, they're just feelings, and you can change them by actually changing something. If you're gonna just sit there, then nothing's gonna happen. Also, I wanted to note that it's not always about the motivation, because sometimes there isn't any, and actually a lot of times there isn't any. That's completely fine, because if you want to succeed at something, you have to learn to do something when it's not all nice in flowers. You have to learn how to deal with it when you don't feel at your best as well.